Hey guys, it's Forza Dave here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the best loot spots that I have found so far on the new PUBG map codenamed Savage. Now hopefully you guys managed to get some keys for this and are trying out the map at the moment. My initial opinions on the map are that it looks and feels great. I really like the Southeast Asian setting. I feel like I'm running through the kind of Vietnam kind of island. It's really cool. There's a good variety in terms of the buildings and the settings that you can land at and also fight in, so you don't feel like things are getting stale. Obviously, opinions can change, and I was one of the people who thought that Miramar was actually a decent map when it came out, and now I'm definitely with the majority thinking that it's not that great. So hopefully this new Savage map makes a good impact on how PUBG plays, and this new 4x4 setting just makes everything a little bit more fresh, and it works well when it comes out on the full servers. A couple of things to be expecting from this test server for any of you guys who haven't played a decent amount of it yet. There are some textures missing from some of the buildings. They'll obviously be added in by the time the map is fully released. The server's also a bit buggy. It's not the best performance. The FPS is pretty low, and also there are people teaming in solos at the moment, so I've ran into a couple of duos here and there, which is a bit annoying because it makes it not very fair and not a very good environment to test the map out. But obviously there aren't any duos at the moment in the game, there's only solos, so people want to play with each other, so I can kind of bear with it because it is a test server. Now the first tip I'm going to give you before telling you guys some of the specific locations to visit on the map at the moment is that you should try landing further from the flight path than you'd usually be used to landing maybe on the previous maps. On the previous maps, landing further from the flight path, you wouldn't have that good range of places to land. Typically, the best places you were going to land would be nearer the flight path, and with the maps being so big, you'd never be able to make it to some of the locations you wanted to go to. On this map, however, because the map's so small, you can basically make your way to almost anywhere you want if you're actually decent at parachuting and gliding. So you can go to some of these really good locations, get loot, and then because you're not too far away, you can get back into the action really quickly. One of the big complaints of landing far from the flight path on the previous maps is that you wouldn't be near any of the action. But because the map's so small, you can get right back into it and get some kills early on. It's just that you avoid that RNG loot roll and the madness of landing right in the center of the map and just everything kicking off. So definitely try landing further from the flight path, head to some locations, try out different ones and see what works for you. So the first location that I'm going to recommend to you guys today is Banyan Grove. Oh god, no, Banyan Grove sucks, don't go there. No, actually the first location I'm going to be talking about with you guys today are the boot camps. So there are 3 boot camps on the map: boot camp A, B or C, Alpha, Bravo and Charlie, however you want to call them. And these are some really interesting locations that I feel are very unlike anything we've had from the previous 2 maps. These are very military training driven areas. They're quite busy, so if you're not someone who likes getting in gunfights early, then I'd say avoid these places. But there's decent amounts of loot. It's a very dense area full of loot, and its design is similar to that of maybe like a paintball arena, if you've ever played paintball. So the gunfights actually play out well if you can find a gun. However, there is a bit of RNG here. You might run in a building, not get a gun, and then you're almost certainly almost dead. So very dense area of loot, and decent fun if you can land at one of these places at the start of the game. Next, we're going to talk about the area right in the center of the map, which all the streamers are going to because it's where everyone seems to want to go. It's Tilted Towers. Sorry, I mean the training center. It may as well be Tilted Towers from Fortnite because literally everyone seems to go here. It's right in the center of the map. It's a really big area. There's a hell of a lot of weapons here, but like Jesus Christ, there are so many people that land here and the gunfights are insane. I've landed here maybe about 5 times or so, and in 4 of those games I was dead instantly, and in the other one I got a kill and then died straight after. So it's a crazy area, and this is definitely the #1 place to land if you're just like, hey, you know what? I don't care. I just want to land and just try and get a gun and get kills as quick as possible. This is the craziest location. There's a decent variety of buildings here. You've got kind of bigger warehouses as well as the smaller training buildings like you would have found in the boot camps. So good variety. This next location is one of my favourite spots that I've been landing at a couple of times, and I've had decent games, including my first actual win on the PUBG Savage map, and that is the area called Commerce. Now, this is a shopping district, so there's these kind of 2 to 3 floor buildings, quite densely packed into an area. They're decent sized rooms, good amount of loot, but the main thing I like about this area, for me specifically, is that it's just not as popular to land at, even when the flight path is fairly near it. I feel like people seem to go to other places. You've got the Swamp Temple on the same island, I believe, and the Boot Camp Charlie as well. So people don't seem to go here as much, but there's decent loot, and a couple of people still go here so you can have some fights as well. It just allows you to actually get into the game a little bit and experience the map rather than just dying instantly. So yeah, I definitely recommend Commerce as a place to start off, especially if you're new to this map coming in. Manufacturing is another area very similar to Commerce in terms of it not being as popular as the boot camps and the training center and places like that. So there's a much bigger buildings here in comparison to Commerce, and it's a bit more spread out. So if you're better in the kind of longer range gunfights and you like having that range advantage over people and finding angles on people, then I'd say this place is better than Commerce. The loot's basically the same, and so you're probably going to come out with the same kind of guns at the end of it. It's just a different style slightly, a bit more open, but similar amounts of people and similar amounts of loot. So definitely try this area out if that sounds good to you. Now, the final area I'm going to recommend, or more specifically areas, isn't something that I would have thought I would recommend to you guys coming into this map, but I actually think that the random huts and basically anywhere that isn't named are actually good places to land on this map if you want to play in a certain way. As I've said, the places that are marked with names on this map, and then with the map being so small and there being 100 players, everywhere is packed full of people, and there are so many games where you're going to play and you're just going to die straight away, and it's not completely down to, you know, are you good or are you bad. You've got things like RNG on your loot, you might have just gotten a gunfight and then you basically have to heal, but you can't heal because there's another 10 people in like the building next to you. So landing at these random huts is actually a decent option. There's a dense amount of them on this map. They've done a really good job filling out the map with actual places to go and places to search. They have decent enough loot, you know, it's not like every single one's going to have a Kar 98 or an M4, but you can get decent enough loot and make good use of it, and it'll, once again, it just allows you to play the game. You can land at any of these huts, and because there's a load of them in the vicinity, you can head to, you know, 10, 15, even 20 of these huts and get decently looted up. And then because the map's small, you can get into the action quickly. You can hear those gunfights happening and go fight. It's not like, oh, I'm going to land here and have a good start, but then I'm not going to see anyone. This is Savage. The reason this map's called Savage is because there's so many gunfights and it's so packed. And so the random huts are definitely a good place to land if you want to switch up your game style, maybe have to search a few more places to get your loot, but overall have lengthier and more entertaining games, in my opinion. So that's all for today, guys. Hopefully you guys found this video informative somewhat. I just wanted to give you some quick tips and bits of info on the map if you're just coming in. I do think the map has a lot of potential. Who knows, maybe my opinions will change within the next couple of days of giving this the test. Hopefully I'll put out some more videos on this, maybe some chicken dinners. I've already had my first one, so I'm really looking forward to getting some more, and yeah, looking forward to the future of this map, seeing how it changes the landscape of PUBG as we know it. Thanks very much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.